SUI is up 112% over the past month and just hit new all-time highs this week, as it was announced that Phantom, one of the biggest Web3 wallets, will be integrating the SUI ecosystem. Now, in today's episode of the Everything Crypto Show, I want to give an update on the price action for this altcoin and discuss why this integration with the Phantom wallet could lead millions of users into SUI and help this altcoin continue to push to new highs. Now, before we hop into the content, just a friendly reminder that I am not a financial advisor, nor do I offer any sort of financial advice on YouTube. I am simply here for your crypto news and entertainment purposes. And if you do find the videos informative and entertaining, please consider hitting that sub and like button. And I do appreciate all the support on the channel. You guys are absolutely amazing. So without further ado, we are going to get right into today's altcoin of discussion, and that is going to be SUI, which once again hit a fresh all-time high this past week. But before we talk about that specifically, I do want to give an update on the general market structure. As we can see that Bitcoin hit 103.5K earlier this week, and I do expect that we will see a lot of FOMO and a lot of people looking to get into crypto as the media covers Bitcoin hitting six figures for the first time. Now, I do also think, and I've been pretty vocal about this, I do believe that we are entering the phase of the cycle where alts are going to start to outperform Bitcoin. And something else that happened this past week that does also kind of lead me to believe this is that we're seeing Ether at the moment potentially look to break out of this long-term downtrending channel. So Ethereum has been making this set of lower highs here since its 2021 peak. And unlike Bitcoin, which is still well above its 2021 highs, Ether is still down about 20% from that $4,800 zone, $4,850 more or less. However, we can see here that Ether is finally attempting to break out of this resistance, and if it can close the week above this downtrending channel here, I would expect Ether, and I would be looking for it to actually make a run up to its 2021 all-time high, and I do think that it could help fuel a much bigger altcoin rally. Now, the last chart I want to look at quickly here is Total 3. So this is the total crypto market cap minus Bitcoin and Ethereum, basically just the altcoin basket in a chart. And we can see here that it actually did briefly hit a new all-time high at about 1.15, 1.16 trillion, with the 2021 high being at about 1.13 trillion. Since then, it has pulled back, but is still above the key area of support at that $1 trillion zone. Once again, you know, while the altcoin market is within a couple of percentage points of its 2021 high, Bitcoin is well above that. And I do think that alts are going to start to play catch up here and outperform Bitcoin. Now, with that said, I am looking at alts that I think have been, that have been some of the best performers, that have proven to be some of the best performers so far, and alts that I believe will continue to be some of the best performers moving forward. And for me, that SUI definitely does fit that bill. I think that if there's any layer 1 token that has the potential to go on a Solana-like run as Sol did back in 2021, I do believe that SUI has that potential. And there's a really interesting chart here from Torero Romero that we have shared on the channel before, I believe. And yeah, he posted this chart 6 months ago at the bottom for SUI, predicting that it would hit $4 before 2025. It did hit $4 over this previous week. And what this chart is really showing is that SUI was forming a very similar pattern to what Solana had formed in its first bull run, where it topped out here at about the $5 mark. Then it crashed down to about $1. So Solana crashed like 75-80% from that $5 level, and then from there it went on to run up to like north of $225 later in 2021. Okay. Yeah, so this was the top in 2020, pulled back going into 2021, and then went on that bull run for up until November of that year. And yeah, he was basically just showcasing that the SUI chart looked very similar to how Solana looked here. And yeah, so far, I mean, this chart has played out as SUI did bottom in and around early August. And from there, it has just been ripping on its way up to that $4 zone. So if we actually take a look at SUI right now, and then if we go ahead and measure it from the August bottom, which came in at about 45 cents, 46 cents, it's up about 791% from those August lows, as we continue to see more adoption and just more people actually using the SUI blockchain. That can also be represented here through the on-chain flows, which is another metric I look at when it comes to SUI. So we'll go ahead and take a look at Artemis. We'll take a look at flows over here and take a look at the top net flows over the past 3 months. And we can see that SUI ranks in third with 438 mil in net flows, behind Solana at 1.3 bill and Base at 1.5 bill. Now, for some perspective, SUI currently sits at a $12.22 billion market cap, while Solana sits at a $109 billion market cap. And I'm not saying that SUI is going to hit the market cap of Solana, but I do think it has the potential to go on a run like Solana did in the previous bull market. And if we actually take a look at Solana's top for the previous bull market in terms of that market cap, it'll give us a better idea. So let's go ahead and take a look at the market cap chart. And yeah, we can see that Sol hit about a $75 billion market cap there at the top of the 2021 cycle. So I do remain bullish on SUI. I do think it has the highest probability of the layer ones of going on a Solana-like run in terms of that market cap. And we just continue to see more and more adoption for this blockchain and the altcoin at an institutional level and at a retail level. Okay, so something we saw this past week is Phantom is coming to the SUI ecosystem. So Phantom is one of the biggest Web3 wallets, okay? We can see here 7 million monthly active users, 32 million downloads across the app stores. And we can see here that now the 7 million monthly active users will have access to the SUI ecosystem through their Phantom wallet. Now, we did see the SUI Foundation actually post about this as well. So Phantom Wallet, the leading non-custodial multi-chain cryptocurrency wallet, said it will add SUI to the blockchains it supports. SUI will join Solana, Bitcoin, and Ethereum among the only layer 1 blockchains included with the wallet. It does also offer support for Polygon and Base, if I'm not mistaken. So at 7 million monthly active users, Phantom boasts the largest on-chain user base of all wallets with over 560 million total on-chain transactions year to date. Phantom represents a significant milestone for SUI. Now, we were just talking about why I believe SUI does have the potential to go on a Solana-like run this bull cycle in terms of that market cap. I think the one thing Solana really benefited from in the previous bull market and even in this bull cycle is the speed and ease of use and just ease of accessibility to the Solana chain. So we can see here that Sol processes about 65,000 transactions per second compared to SUI's 297,000 transaction per second capabilities. And time to finality for Sol comes in at just under a second, while SUI comes in at just under half a second. So SUI does beat Solana at these metrics in terms of max TPS and time to finality. And now we have, the wallet that did help onboard a ton of people into the Solana ecosystem now being offered for the SUI ecosystem as well. So I do think this is a very big integration for SUI. I think it will help onboard a ton of new users to the SUI ecosystem. And obviously, in order to interact on the SUI blockchain, SUI is the native gas token. So definitely bullish for SUI in my opinion. We can see here that when we saw the news on December 5th, it pumped about 20% and hit about $4.42. And since then, it has pulled back, and we will take a look at the price action in just a second. But first, I do want to take a look at the on-chain growth for SUI as well, which currently sits in 8th place across all blockchains in terms of total value locked at $2.54 billion, ahead of AVAX in 9th with $2.31 billion, and behind Bitcoin in 7th here with $3.67 billion. So for a blockchain and for a token that have not even been around for a full bull cycle yet, as a token launched in 2023, I do think the growth of SUI has been amazing. It has been a winner so far in this bull cycle, and I do think it will continue to do so. We can also see here, if we take a look at the correlation between the total value locked and the SUI price. Obviously, there is correlation because the TVL is denominated in SUI, the native gas token. But yeah, we can see here just the upwards trajectory of both of these charts. And while we saw the TVL for SUI also bottom out here in early August at about 375 mil, it now sits at 2.486 bill as the token has rallied from 45 cents up to its current prices at $4.24. Now, to wrap things up, I do want to take a look at the price action as well well for this altcoin and just discuss what I am going to be looking for next to the upside and downside targets. So in terms of the upside, what I would be looking for if the rally is going to continue is for SUI to break out of the $4.45 zone, 46-cent zone where it did get rejected today on this initial run. Excuse me. And if it's actually able to break out above this level, then yeah, once again, this altcoin would be in all-time high territory in price discovery mode. But I would just first be looking for it to actually take out the local top here at that $4.46 level. Now to the downside, what I would be looking for when it comes to SUI would actually be a backtest of the November high at $3.93 as a level of support. And if SUI is able to hold this as a level of support and continue its move higher, that would also be bullish for the alt as well, in my opinion. And then if it does break down below there, I would be looking for support at about the $3.65 zone, which we can see did act as levels of support over here and then resistance in late November, and once again as support over here as SUI did go on its next leg up. So on that note, I hope you all enjoyed the content in today's video. I hope you are all staying happy, safe, and healthy, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Peace out for now.